How's it going, guys? This is Tech John again. Today we'll be looking at motherboard form factors. This is the next section to the Cert Master. We'll be looking at the different types and the installation, as well as looking at virtual lab. That we could both look at, get our eyes on it, hands on. I guess it's still hands on because I'm using my hands. So motherboard form factor describes the shape, layout, and the type of case and power supply that can be used, plus the number of adapter cards that can be installed. So we're going to see the forms now. So the ATX is probably the biggest one. This is a full-size ATX. They go from 12 inches wide by 9.6 inches deep, and it could contain up to 7 expansion slots. A step lower than that is the micro ATX. It specifies at 9.6-inch square board, and they can have a maximum of 4 expansion slots. Most MATX boards can be mounted in ATX cases, so there's a lot of compatibility with these two. We have a small all form PCs. These are mostly used for home machines and mini servers, and they use mini ITX. That's even lower than the previous two, with a 6.7 inches square with 1 expansion slot. These are designed for only small cases, but do note that most mini ITX boards can be mounted in ATX cases. Oh, I was wrong. Okay, so they're pretty compatible with some of the cases. And there are steps lower to that, but these are used for embedded system and portables rather than PCs. Some weird note, no commercial motherboards were ever produced from the original plain ITX specification. I never really heard of that plain ITX specification. I heard of the other four that we just mentioned. I guess they just evolved it to ATX. Alright, so this is how we install it. I'll be quickly going through the steps, and then we'll be looking at the virtual lab. So basically, there's holes in the case where you mount the motherboard. That way it doesn't move around. Always look at the documentation to familiarize yourself with a specific installation procedure as well as the compatibility with the parts that you're using. And check whether any jumper clips need to be adjusted. A jumper is placed over the head pins in a particular orientation. For example, there might be a jumper that enables recovery mode. I believe these are the cables that go to the case, but I could be wrong about that. The motherboard is vulnerable to ESD. We talked about that in my previous video, I believe. And always take anti-ESD precautions when handling and storing these devices. How can you do that? The cheapest option, which might be the best option, but would be using a wooden table and just touching it, so you can like ground yourself because we could get static electricity on us, and if we touch a metal part, you gotta buy a new motherboard. Orient the board to oblong I/O and put output. Cut out the rear case. Prepare the motherboard I/O blanking plate in the correct orientation by removing caps on the USB, audio, and video ports. Will be uncovered when the board is fitted. Fit the blanking plate to the case by snapping it into cutout. We'll go over this. I'm just quickly going to go over this, and then once we get into the virtual lab, I'll be more in detail. Insert the standoffs in the case to match the hole locations on the motherboard. Standoffs are usually threaded through older cases that might be push down pegs. There might be a guide standoff attached to the case, or all standoffs might come pre-installed. Make sure that corners, long edges, and the center board will be supported. And add standoffs where there's no corresponding hole on the motherboard. Optionally, add the CPU memory modules to the motherboard before installing boarding case. I guess I kind of could see that working out because when you're working with a motherboard, I mean with a case, you kind of have to put like your hands into the thing And this seems much easier if you could just put the CPU already. Most CPUs have like ZIF, I believe, zero insertion force. They kind of just have to put it on there, and then it'll push itself down, and then you just clip it on. Let's see. Check the alignment and standoff location again, and verify that each standoff is secure. If everything is correct, place the motherboard on the standoffs. So again, saying align the board where the I/O is. Ensure that it's supported by standoffs and edge of the center. That's showing the picture. I tried to include a slide, but I just cut like half of it. But if I were to take a guess, this looks like a micro TX. I don't see many expansion slots. I only see two, so that's why I'm saying that. And this is a pretty small PC. If I, it looks like a small PC, pretty outdated one too. Okay. Secure each staff using the appropriate screw type. Make sure that board is firm and sealed. Do not over tighten screws. You can risk cracking the board. I haven't seen that, but someone did tell me when I was first starting off experimenting with, I guess, motherboards. They said not to screw too hard because I was kind of just going like screwing if it was like stuff to a car. To complete the PC installation, all add the power disk devices to the case, install and add on adapter cards to the motherboard and install the data and power connectors. And we'll go over that in the next lesson. So let me back out and I need to set up the virtual lab. Okay, I got the virtual lab set up. Let's continue on to that. Trying to set this to full screen and see. We might have to work as is. Okay, first app. All right, so yeah, you guys could probably hear my fan turn on. So yeah, okay, so this is the case. I'm using assist mode because that's much easier. Let me just lay this flat out. Yeah, orientation might be different on yours, but usually it's on its like right side. Alright, then let's remove the screws. I believe these are the screws. Yeah, remove this top cover. Okay, we're gonna start looking into it. So we need our ESD strap. Yeah, that's how it looks like. You might have one that just clips onto a metal table. I had one of those when I bought my iFixit box. I think it was iFixit. Alright, let's install the standoffs. These go on a case and support the motherboard. Nice. Oh, the IO shield. Yeah, I forgot about this. It's placed in such a weird way. Okay, now we could install the motherboard. Let's take it out. Well, it's like a gaming PC. Yeah, so there's that. We look, those are all the ports of the I/O. It has a lot of USBs. The graphics aren't too good, but there's like 8 USBs on this thing. And oop, try to scroll down. This is kind of hard. Kind of have to drag, and it takes you everywhere. It didn't really say what uh brand this is. I guess. Well, it looks fairly new. So yeah, this is where CPU goes. RAM slots, expansion cards. This one has up to one, two, three of them. Oh wait, I didn't count these. So yeah, there's one, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, I think that's pretty. This is an ATX card. You can see it says DDR4 boost. That's the sort of RAM you use for this motherboard. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, let's screw on these to the standoff screws that we did. There's one. I would do this like I guess without like the assistance, but since I'm doing video, I'd rather just have assist mode. Okay, this is for the front case panel. Ooh, that's bad bends. These are other cables for the LEDs of the PC. Oops, should just click this again. There you go. I believe, yeah, it was in the wrong order what I did. Isn't the last one? Yeah, last. Just have to connect the audio. I believe it was here. Yeah. Wait. Okay, so this is the documentation for the motherboard header. This usually comes hopefully with the case. It might not come with a case. You might have to go online for it. And this will let you know which goes to which. See, yeah, the more header labels printed on the board can be hard to read, so refer to the motherboard documentation to ensure connectors are installed properly. Looks like it'll show you which number goes to which. Fairly simple. Makes sense why like it seemed like it was randomly placed. And that is it. So it's fairly easy. Of course, this was just installing the motherboard. It wasn't really building a PC. So I'm pretty sure if say if this is like a real world example, it would like go into install the drives or the power supply or the components of the motherboard. If they do the CPU, they'll include a fan and the heatsink and liquid cooling if they wanted that. Anyways, you guys have a great one. Subscribe if you want more. I'm getting ready to take my CompTIA A Plus Core 1 exam. I already took the second one. That one, for some reason, that one was much easier than this one. But yeah, peace.